Hey, what's up guys? JayzTwoCents here. We're gonna do things a little differently today. We're gonna review a piece here from Traxxas. It was actually sent over by my friends over at MassDrop because they just launched their new RC page where they're doing group buy discount pricing on RC stuff. And they've also got a Corvette page too. Couldn't they have done like maybe something JDM or whatever? Anyway, we're gonna take a look today at the Slash 4x4. And since it's raining outside so poorly, I figure we can also give a little bit of test to their claim of being waterproof. So I guess we'll go ahead and check that out. That'll be fun, right? Okay, so obviously this isn't my set. I am at my buddy Rob's house. I want to give a huge thanks to him because, you know, we all have that friend that knows something more than you about a certain subject, and he's like my RC guru friend. And not to mention, he's also got more space over there. We can get in the dirt. So I want to give a thanks to him for letting me use his garage here. But when it comes to the specs here, this is a brushless motor. It's got their VXL3 waterproof electronic speed control, which is one of the reasons why we're checking that today. It's got a 7-cell nickel metal hydride battery, which I think is kind of disappointment number one. I think with how cheap Lipo is getting, I would have liked to have seen Traxxas send this with Lipo straight out of the box. As with all things RC, one of the easiest ways to get more power out of your RC is either through gearing or through more cells. But this is a 7-cell 8.4 volt, so it should have some pretty good get up and go. It does have their, what they call their ID technology. So it's basically a smart battery. It's going to communicate well with the receiver or the transmitter, as well as an app that you can download from Traxxas. If you guys can see my breath, it's actually cold here in California. It's weird. It's like 48 degrees right now. We're not used to this shit. But you can download the app and you can see some telemetry when it comes to your car, your remaining voltage, speed. I mean, all sorts of stuff. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this video today, is the fact that you can buy the optional module and see a lot about what's going on with the car. That's something new. But anyway, it does also feature a 2.4 gigahertz radio, which is pretty much standard these days. But it is a ready to run out of the box, which is kind of nice because you can get yourself a kit, but then you've got to add your own radio, your own electronics, and then you're left trying to figure all that stuff out. But this thing does come out of the box ready to run. Now this is also their Mike Jenkins edition. Kind of wish they had gone with Leroy Jenkins, but whatever. I'm assuming that's going to be what the livery is based on here. But if we go ahead and take off the 4 pins for the body, you'll see one of the reasons why I like electric cars. I used to do nitro, but nitro was a bigger pain in the ass to deal with, and I know that's going to piss some people off. If you like nitro, great. I had a Revo that was fully built. I just didn't like having to clean it out. As you can see, there's not a whole lot going in here. And if we compare this here to the original Slash, which you got here, and you can see this has paddles on it. You can tell he likes to go to the sand. Everything appears to be pretty much the same. So I think the only thing that's really going to be different here is, looks like the ESC is a little different. If you zoom in on that ESC, you can see the new one there has got some capacitors there. Same basic design for the heat sink, the power button's in the same spot. But that seems to be the only visible difference, is the capacitor sticking out of the new ESC there. Suspension here, this is a 4-wheel drive. The suspension here, you can see it has helper springs. So theoretically, you could jump this. It's got a pretty decent amount of travel on the suspension here. Feels pretty good, but I mean, most of the time, first thing people do when they get their RC cars is they put better springs and better shock bodies on there. One of the first things I did with my Revo, as well as my twin hammers. But you know, it's not a whole lot to say about it, really. I've had the battery charging now. And that's going to be my biggest complaint about this particular kit from Traxxas, is the fact that the battery that they send with this. Now, I know that the battery chargers that come with these kits are always bottom shelf. They're cheapies. They expect you to probably buy some sort of a special, you know, custom electronic charger. It's what I use with my twin hammers, actually. It's auto sensing. It automatically sets itself up. But this one here only comes with a cigarette lighter charger. So if you want to play with it at home, the only way you can charge it is take it to your car, plug it into the cigarette lighter, which is kind of weird because any other RC car I've ever had has come with at least a wall adapter, an alligator clip, so you have the flexibility to charge it out wherever you might be playing with the car. But if you want to be using it at home, then you have to charge it in your car, which is what we're actually doing right now. And one thing I want to point out with the charger here is that I'm charging it right now on my 370Z, which you know is a push button start. And what I thought was really strange was the moment I plugged the charger into the cigarette lighter and then plugged the battery in, without touching the key or the button, the accessory turned on in the car. The radio turned on and my laser and the radar scanner started beeping low voltage at me. Okay, so here's the charger. We're in the car. You can see, show the radio here. Nothing's on, nothing's doing anything. But watch what happens the second I plug this thing in. See, my scanner is showing low volt, and it turns on the stereo. So go ahead and show that. Show the stereo and the battery here. Now watch. Let's do that again. That's weird. Some other things that they send here, obviously, they send you some spare parts. You've got your wheel nut, or your wheel wrench right here. You've also got a wrench on here so you can adjust your shocks. You also have some spare parts of things that will commonly break, extra body clips. Looks like we've got some extra hub space. Rob, what are these?
Shock spacers.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Shock spacers here so you can do some tuning of the shocks. And then you have also got right here more body clips. What's this foam piece for? What would you use this foam piece for?
It's used for when you change from a 7-cell to 6-cell battery to take up the space in the battery.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so this is to take up space on the, if you go with a more higher output but smaller cell. See, this is why we go to someone who knows more so that you can sound smart but really just repeat what he's saying. Something else that's included in here, which is kind of cool, is out of the box, this thing is rated 40 miles per hour. And that's fun and that's quick, but we like to go fast, right? And they know that you guys want to go fast. So they also include a high-speed gear in here as well, which looks like it attaches to the pinion. And this is actually going to turn it into a 60 mile per hour truck out of the box with the same cell that it comes with. Now, one thing they do recommend is that you only use this on hard surfaces and that you don't use it on common start-stop, because they say that this gear will overheat the motor if you do that. Because as you're accelerating, that's the most output and torque the motor's going to give. And so it can actually build up a lot of heat in there. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and wait for that battery to charge. I'm going to see how long it took. I timed it when I started, so we'll see if it's a quick charging battery like it promises. And then we'll see how much runtime we can get out of that battery in this cold condition. Because as you guys know, the hotter the electronics get and the hotter the ESC gets, the more power draw. So it can actually kill your battery faster in a hotter condition. Now, it's really cold today, so I guess this would be more of a best case scenario. But anyway, let's go have some fun.
A few moments later.
So this is a 4-wheel drive unit here, as you can see. I guess we're definitely testing the water resistance portion of it. That thing gets up and moves, even in the mud. Mickey Thompson, baby. Hope there's no cars coming. That was a bad idea. We're obeying the speed limit. Obeying the speed limit. Coming back up. That's pretty stable. I think we even found a little jump right there. So far, that's full lock on the turns. It's not rolling. Whoa, right as I say that. Oh no! Ah, that's not cool at all. As soon as I say that, it makes me a liar. I'll be honest, I don't even feel like I want the high-speed gear, especially if we're in the dirt. I mean, I know it says not to, but this is so much fun as it is already. Whoa, 2 wheels. The suspension seems to be pretty well sorted out for the dirt. It's kind of got that rear squat going on. It feels like it's got a really good balance of both on and off road. That's kind of cool. It like flipped itself around automatically. Every time I get away from that spot. That's a durable thing. Now, it's one thing important to point out too is you may not have heard it right there. These are not locking diffs. So of course the power is going to transfer to the wheel that has the least amount of traction. So that's one thing to keep in mind. That's why with my rock crawler I had to put in locked diffs. That way we could actually climb up things without getting the wheel with the least weight on it spinning and nothing happening. So that was what was happening right there when it's getting up on two wheels, is the right side wheels were turning with nothing happening. But I think for an out-of-the-box, ready-to-run racer, given they're not too expensive. I mean, RC hobby's not cheap. Any hobby really isn't cheap. I'm standing here in the rain with the radio, no problems. Hopefully my mic isn't failing in the rain. That's more expensive than this truck. And I'm having a lot of fun. See if we can let's see if we can get Coconut Monkey wet here. Joke's on me though if I do, because it's my camera. We're not turning right anymore though. Oh, it's because I've got, yeah, it's time to clean out the undercarriage. We got some stuff stuck in there.
Transition.
Okay, so I had some twigs and branches and stuff stuck up here in the steering mechanism, which was what was keeping it from turning. But what's nice about this, and that's something I forgot to mention, was that this does have servo savers on it. So if this thing got jammed up like it was and you're sitting there trying to turn it and turn it, this is going to keep you from burning out your servo, especially your steering servo, because it does have servo saver in it. But I just want to kind of open this up now and let you see that, I mean, not like we could pull any movie magic here. It's not like I know how to do any of that. But this thing is soaked, almost as wet as I am, and you guys can take that however you want, I guess. I can't even feel my fingers, they're numb. We are not used to this weather, I'm telling you. So there's the inside. I got half the lawn in there. Yeah, everything kept working. I'd say it lives up to its promises of being water. You know, it says water resistant, to be fair, but I mean, you can't go driving this in the pool necessarily and expect the best results. At least you might be able to for a short amount of time. But remember, I smacked the hell out of that phone box out front. No damage, no bends. It's got a huge bumper on the front of this before anything that actually has any sort of mechanical mechanism in the front for steering or drivetrain was affected. This absorbed everything. There's no cracks, no bends. I thought I might have cracked this. I've done that before. Not on this truck, but on my twin hammers. One of the first times I hit something with it, it just cracked the bumper off. But yeah. Everything looks like it's nice and intact to me. Now my buddy says I can actually get away with doing this, and I think we're gonna go ahead and, I don't know, if we're wrong, then it was fun while it lasted. The truck? Ugh. We need more pressure, Captain. I think my problem is I've got all the grass just gunked up in here. I gotta pick that out with my hands. And the inside of the body out there. I guess now I'm going to follow this up with showing that it still works, huh? Let's see if it still works. All right, radio's on. Truck is on. All right, I think that lives up to the promise there. Okay, so this was a lot of fun, as you guys saw. Cleaning it off was pretty easy. Make sure you don't let it sit there with water in it. Turn it upside down, blow it off if you have a compressor. Don't let the water just chill on the electronics. That wouldn't be a good thing. But let's talk about this real quick. If you're a seasoned RC enthusiast, this is gonna be kind of no big deal to you. It's not the first time you've seen waterproof electronics. It's not the first time you've seen a Slash. In fact, you might even think that the Slash is not that great of a truck. But this is really designed, especially the ready-to-run stuff from Traxxas, is designed to appeal to people who want to get into RC stuff, not break the bank to do it, have something that can really be thrashed on and just hold up. You guys saw I was a full throttle frontal impact into that TV pole, or that phone pole, which was not, or it was a cable box, but that was not intentional. I'm just really bad at determining where my line is from a side perspective because I don't have a lot of experience with fast moving trucks. Like I said, I built a rock crawler. You would never even know I hit it. There's not even a mark on the front of this thing at all. So this is really intended for someone who wants to get into the sport, have a ready to run model that's also upgradable because there's lots of upgrades you can do to this. It's already got brushless components in here. It's already got a pretty decent ESC. By doing a simple Lipo or lithium polymer battery, lithium polymer, right? Yeah, lithium polymer. I didn't know exactly what the post standed for, I just guessed. You can get more speed out of this. You can change that gear, run it on hard tarmac, which honestly, me personally, I'm gonna leave this gear in here. I have more fun with the off-road. But it's fast, it's fun. I had more battery charge left out of it. In fact, we've probably ran it for a solid 10 minutes right there, and it wasn't even fully charged. It was 75% charged in about the 40 minutes I had it going, and probably the cold weather was attributed to that. But this is designed for someone wanting to get into it, not spend a lot of money, durable, upgradable, and you really don't need to do much to it to go have fun, which is the point here. Ready to run, out of the box, and lots of fun. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching today's video. The huge thanks once again to Massdrop for sending me this guy here. Again, this is part of their new RC page that's opened up where you guys can get some group buy and group discounts on RC stuff. You can find the link to that down in the description. We'll probably be doing some more RC stuff here in the future. It's another hobby of mine. It's tech related. I wish I was able to do the smart component to it where you can connect to the receiver and connect to the car or the transmitter and control things with the car and see what's happening with the telemetry. But that requires an additional piece that I don't have, so I'm not able to do that. Maybe we'll check that out in the future. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you thought of this, if you want to see more RC stuff. And if you want to see more RC stuff, tell me what you want to see. I want to do some aviation. I'm thinking some helicopters, not really quadcopters, but I like to see helicopters, planes, maybe even boats. Maybe we'll get out to the lake. But if the boat flips over, Coconut Monkey's going to get it, not me. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.